Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Recently, the most part of what we've been doing is just clearing the cabin spot. It's been a few days and we've just been working away at getting that cleaned up. Today though, is the first day of my summer break, and so we're down here. We're ready to start clearing, getting the site prep to start our foundation blocks, and hopefully start the floor before we know it.
Let's get to this.
And let's get to it. Stop talking, we're just gonna get to it. Yeah, it is a birch tree. We still have a few trees to take down, but right now we're starting officially taking up the roots. Anything we can take up by hand, shovel, it's coming out.
Let's do this.
Luca is game. Poor Eli's getting eaten by bugs because it's fresh. It just rained.
Yeah.
But we gotta be out here, rain or shine.
I just thought of that.
All right, everyone, we got this area largely cleaned up and we got some good work done the other day, as you saw. So we started digging up some roots by hand as much as we could, the small ones. Obviously, there's some that are just gonna be too big to at least efficiently take up by hand. Hope is we have somebody with a tractor come in soon to help us take out just the minimum, the bare minimum of what we need to be able to build. Obviously, this front area here, which was all cut like spring last year, there's tons of stumps there. That would be essentially where our deck is gonna go, and yeah, one day we need that out, but in order to build the cabin, the deck is gonna wait anyway. So the area here is really looking good. It's we're just gonna do blocks on the ground, crush rock, pavers, and some blocks to raise the cabin off the ground. It's only gonna be 12 by 28, and that's gonna be more than sufficient for what we need. And this isn't a long-term cabin. The plan is down the road to build something else on the other side that's a little bigger, a little better. But this will be our original, or this will be our first home down here for as long as it can be. I have 2 more trees here to take down, and then I have one, turn right there, one balsam that leans kind of towards the cabin that if I wanted to take it out later, it would be more of a nuisance, so I might as well take it down now. So we have 2 trees in the back of where the cabin is and 1 tree across the driveway that I think should come down now. And other than that, like with 3 trees probably. 4. Megan will make fun of me. Megan thinks I'm gonna cut down the whole 38 acres before we build. So I don't blame her because I keep finding more trees. And I just don't want to deal with taking down a tree after the cabin's built, wishing I had taken it down before the cabin was built. All right, fire up the chainsaw and let's get cutting these last 3 or 4 trees. Somebody made a comment on one of the shorts I uploaded recently and said, finally, somebody wears the proper PEE, except your shield's up, which I addressed earlier. Hence why I wear the safety glasses, because I forget to put the shield down, and sometimes I do understand why a shield is safe, but sometimes it's hard to see. Whew. And when I'm cutting small trees, I mean, I feel like the chance of the chain coming off or anything is low, but it's funny because my response to that person was, I would never cut without my chaps. I even have a rip on my chaps. I'm a lefty learning to cut a right-hand saw for 1. For 2, I'm a complete amateur, even if I've taken down, say, 25, 30, well, probably more than that, I guess, but like never a bigger tree than probably 10 to 12 inches at the absolute most. Probably not more than 10, actually. And I'm an amateur. I don't really know what I'm doing that well. It doesn't make sense for me to not take the time. I'm looking at the camera. It's been 1 minute since I've been filming. My chaps are on. That time is totally worth it to not cut myself by accident. So PPE, yes, I absolutely will wear it with a chainsaw. Other things might be a little different, but with a chainsaw it's just not worth it. So wear your PPE. That's 1 tree. Probably the tree with the most amount of work, so the next one should go a little quicker. Let's show you that brush pile from this tree. It's a decent amount of limbs. That tree was a pretty good tree. I actually love the way this is looking right here where I cut that tree down though, because there's an old path right there that we kind of want to revive, and taking that tree out really opened it up. Well, it wasn't the original plan, but I took down that cedar that I was talking about, and now that space is opened right up. That cedar was completely dead. There's still tiny stuff to take out in there and obviously clean it up, but yeah, that works. That's cool. Well, I've tried my best. I'm not surprised that they're both just hung up right now. There was literally no way that a tree that small and that tall was gonna go the way I wanted unless it was like tied up, but I don't have anybody working with me, so we'll get them down. They'll come out somehow. plus side about them being such small trees is I can do that to get them out, which is why I didn't hesitate to cut them into the woods. I knew I'd have to drag them out. A little more work than I'd like, but they're almost there. Okay, so I'm definitely at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down to tree 6 when I said there's 3 or 4. This last one I did forget about though, and I talked about it the other day to Megan. It's a balsam that's really close to a spruce back here. I really want to keep the spruce, let it have its room, and get rid of the balsam. The spruce will get a lot of light, and it'll have its own territory. So I want to take down that balsam and let that spruce grow in our backyard. So I actually think this might be the last one before, not that I won't take more down in the future, but before I'm like really ready to move on. So I really mean it, Megan. I think this is the last one for today, at least. Wow, this area is looking amazing. We're ready to be down here. I actually think all the trees that I truly don't want up while there's a cabin up are gone. Lots of cleanup to do now, which hopefully Megan and the boys will show up and maybe she'll help me with that. They're supposed to be walking down. Man, I don't think I say this often, but I feel like I'm chainsawed out. And there we go, everybody. The trees are down, cleaned up. There's just a few bigger ones that I might need an extra hand to help move. But we're ready. We're ready to start getting the area prepped to put down our blocks. We're gonna do block foundation and start the floor, which is super exciting. That's gonna be the end of this video though. Thanks so much for following along, watching our journey. Things are about to get really exciting real soon. So follow along, make sure you subscribe, like, and we'll see you in the next one.